Good morning, all. As we enter into the service, let me remind those of you in the sanctuary, now would be a good time to silence your cell phones. And those of you participating via Zoom, you have been muted by our host. Also be advised that the service is being recorded with the exception of joys and concerns and will be published online. Finally, if you wish, take a moment to arrange your own chalice at home.
Good morning. All your scholarship, all your study of Shakespeare and Wordsworth would be in vain if at the same time you did not build your character and attain mastery over your thoughts and actions. Mahatma Gandhi. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Robert will light our chalice here in the sanctuary. Those of you at home are invited to light your own chalices now. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lit the flame within us and in our community. Before we sing the first hymn, let me remind our remote participants to leave yourselves muted. However, we want you and whoever is with you to sing with us as big and loud as you like. Make it a joyous experience. Please stand in body and or spirit and sing our opening hymn, Nothing More, by the Alternate Routes. There we go.
To be humble, to be kind, it is a giving of a peace in your mind. To a stranger, to a friend, to give in such a way that has no end. We are love, we are one, we are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war, we are how we treat each other and nothing more. To be bold, to be brave, it is the thinking that the heart can still be saved, and the darkness can come quick. The dangers in the anger and in the hanging on to it. We are love, we are one, we are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war, we are how we treat each other and nothing more. And tell me what it is that you see, a world that's full of endless possibilities, and heroes don't look like they used to, they look like you do. We are love, we are one, we are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war, we are how we treat each other and nothing more. We are how we treat each other and nothing more. We are how we treat each other.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist community of Cambria. We are glad you have joined us today. Our UUCC Sanctuary sits on land that the Salinan and Chumash indigenous peoples historically inhabited. We honor their contribution to this region and give thanks.
Otherwise, I'm having a potluck, and you're all welcome to come, actually, next Saturday night at my house, and there's a sign-up sheet out in the lobby, and I'd love to see you all.
Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, providing Zoom is working, we will have a men's group meeting on Zoom. The link has already been sent around to members of the group, so you can get on through that link, or you can send me an email and I will share it with you. Thank you.
We have a women's group meeting tomorrow at 2 o'clock. If you're interested, see me, let me know, and we'll get you on the invitation list. Thank you.
I have to let you all know that we have the son of one of our founders here today in our audience. Ben Lakin is here. So for all of you people that have been, we have two other of our founders here. There were 4 people that founded this little community here, and Bill has passed away. So it's kind of really a big deal to see that he's here today. So reach out to him after the service. Thank you.
When you get done crying.
Randy, do we have any announcements?
Okay, Nancy, please unmute yourself and announce.
So, I want to announce that the Moving Towards Racial Justice group will be meeting next Wednesday. It's a week from this Wednesday at the Sanctuary at 7 o'clock to see a film and discuss it. And still haven't picked the film, probably 1619 Project, an hour of that from Hulu. Or anyways, it'll be something that's 45 minutes to an hour long, and then we'll have time to discuss it. That's starting at 7. Thanks.
Next week, Austin Solheim will present New Approaches to Homelessness on the Central Coast. In the interest of time, our joys and concerns will go unspoken this week. This candle that I am about to light represents all the joys and concerns that are deeply felt in this community. The first reading is an excerpt from a book by Alan Alda, the actor who played Hawkeye in MASH, entitled Things I Overheard While Talking to Myself. It's part of a commencement address he gave at his daughter's graduation. He says, "If there's one urgent thought I want to leave in your ear in this parting hug, it's that I want you to be strong. I don't mean hard and brittle. The tree that won't bend in the storm will snap in two. I hope you'll flex and give and then stand straight again with your roots where they ought to be. And being strong doesn't mean having all the answers. Even when you're in charge of something, don't be afraid not to know exactly what you're doing. Ask questions. Some people may look at you funny, worried at your hesitation. They're only showing their own frailty. I've known some strong people, and they weren't afraid to hold their uncertain ground while they searched for a solution. It takes courage to be creative, and we're going to need your creativity or we're done for. And give other people a chance to be uncertainly creative too. Steer clear of ideology. Like jargon, it can be a substitute for thought. Be open to change and take risks. Be flexible but principled. Be a dissenter, but be patriotic. Be disciplined, but improvise. High school has been like climbing a mountain. You've had to persevere, stretch, and endure. And now you're at the summit. And what do you see in front of you? More mountains. The only thing you can be sure of is that there will always be more mountains. Go climb them. Rebecca will lead our meditation today.
Let us join in a time of meditation, of prayer and silence. Let us think about the people who have taught us to think, to learn, and to fill our hearts to serve others in our world. Know that our knowledge, empathy, and compassion can help others to live the life that will change the world. Let us be grateful for those who have been teachers in our lives, encouraging all of us to touch others with wisdom and kindness. The second reading is the last 3 stanzas of a poem by Amanda Gorman, our National Youth Poet Laureate, titled American Lyric. Hope, we must bestow it like a wick in the poet, so it can grow, lit, bringing with it stories to rewrite. The story of a Texas city depleted but not defeated. A history written that need not be repeated. A nation composed but not yet completed. There's a poem in this place, a poem in America, a poet in every American who rewrites this nation, who tells a story worth being told on this minnow of an earth, to breathe hope into the pompous set of time. A poet in every American who sees that our poem penned doesn't mean our poems end. There's a place where this poem dwells. It is here, it is now, in the yellow song of dawn's bell, where we write an American lyric we are just beginning to tell.
The anthem today is Beautiful City from Godspell by Stephen Schwartz and will be sung by Jan Musara.
Out of the ruins and rubble, out of the smoke, out of our night of struggle, can we see a ray of hope? One pale thin ray reaching for the day. We can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city. Not a city of angels, but we can build a city of man. We may not reach the ending, but we can start slowly but truly mending, brick by brick, heart by heart. No, maybe now can give up, bitter and battered, or you can slowly start to build a beautiful city. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels, but finally a city of men. A city of men.
Thank you, Jan. To begin this year's scholarship program, I invite Marianne Anderson to speak about a past recipient. Marianne?
A wise old woman once said to me, "Marianne, there is not a leaf out of place in nature." And I said, "Well, what about the dead leaf on the ground?" She said, "It's providing mulch." Just remember also that things don't always turn out the way you plan. Martha Gomez Mora did not plan to get her master's degree from Harvard 5 years ago when she stood right here on this platform and received one of the scholarships from our UU program. She's an example of a person who has zigzagged her way through the paths that have led her to where she is now, a fine, remarkable young woman who represents not only the spirit of her family, of this village, and of this community, and of this UU community. I'm so proud to present a woman who has put her best foot forward and has able to accomplish what many would think the unaccomplishable. Take her as an example, meet her, and see what you possibly might do as a scholarship recipient. I welcome Martha.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Martha Mora. 5 years ago, I was standing up here in front of all of you as a recipient of the UU Scholarship as part of Coast Union's graduating class of 2018. At that moment, I was planning to attend St. Mary's College of California to become a Spanish teacher. 2 months after I gave you my speech about my exact plans for the future, they changed greatly, and in that moment, I felt it was a negative change that would make me let my community down. Due to the financial situation of my family, I had to decide to let go of what I thought was my dream school to attend Cuesta, and in all honesty, at that moment, I was a little disappointed and scared of getting stuck there. Attending Cuesta turned out to be one of the best decisions of my life, for many reasons, and there were many people that helped me change my mindset and refocus on the end goal. At Cuesta, I was able to continue playing soccer, the sport that I loved, stay close to friends and family, and discover my true passion and future career goals. Although I was succeeding athletically and academically, when I was applying to transfer, there was still a hint of self-doubt in my abilities. I was determined to go to UCSB to stay close to home, but as I was ready to submit, my brother saw I had one extra fee waiver and said, "You might as well use it for UCLA," to which I replied, "Okay, but I'm not going to get in." UCLA had never been a dream for me, because I didn't believe in my academic capabilities, nor had it been in my plans. I graduated from Cuesta in 2020 during the pandemic as Cuesta Athlete of the Year with 6 associate degrees, all with honors recognition, and to my surprise, I got into UCLA and decided to change my plans again. My first year at UCLA, I was doing remote courses from the comfort of my own home and decided to begin gaining experience in roles that were similar to my future career. I began teaching at the local Head Start in Cambria, volunteering as an assistant coach for Coast Union girls soccer team, and tutoring middle school students who were struggling with online learning. I truly enjoyed all of these roles, but again, I discovered that the plan I had set out for myself wasn't the right path for me. And there were many times when it felt like my goal of getting a bachelor's degree wasn't as close as it used to be. But there were many moments of self-doubt, but there were also moments of encouragement and empowerment by my mentors, community, and the people that I loved. That realization was when I found out I wanted to be in that position where I could empower students to achieve their goals regardless of what those were, and to support them in times of adversity and achievement. As a result, I began to set on a path to become a student affairs professional in higher education, with focus on advocating and working towards social justice. The next year at UCLA, I focused on learning as much as I could about anything and everything by volunteering with various nonprofits while also questioning my next steps. Again, the people that were around me and supported me helped me figure out those next steps. A mentor of mine at UCLA introduced me to what a graduate education meant and the various institutions that had programs for what I wanted to do. As someone who is very close to her family and community, my plans after UCLA were to attend Cal Poly Slow's master's program to be back with those that I loved. For some reason, one day I looked up Harvard's graduate programs and discovered that one of their programs really interested me. And yet I questioned applying because, for one, it was Harvard and I would never get in. 2, it was too far from home, which meant I wouldn't go. And 3, why would I waste $80 on an application to a school I knew I wouldn't get into, and I knew even if I did, for some reason, I wouldn't go. Even though I had all of those doubts, I sent the application out of curiosity. And to fast forward to the end of the story, I am happy to announce that just last week, on May 25th, I graduated with a master's degree in human development and higher education from Harvard University. I want to thank the UU for inviting me back after all these years, for giving me the opportunity to thank you, and most importantly, for believing in me 5 years ago when I didn't believe in myself. I wouldn't be where I am today, nor would I have accomplished what I did had it not been for the UU, but especially for my dear friend and mentor, Marianne. As for the graduates, many of you have an exact plan for what you want to do the next 4 years of your life, and that is great to have a vision for what you want to do. But I also want to caution you that things may change, and that's okay. In times of adversity, I urge you to reflect back on your end goal, reanalyze what you want and need in life, but most importantly, to lean on your community and loved ones who will always be rooting for you. If you ever need anything at all, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and congratulations to the new graduates.
I need a little boost. Thank you, Martha. That was really, really beautiful. Good morning, and thank you for being here today, all of you, as we honor 2023's graduates, our leaders for a changing world. I'm Jan Kallner-Massara, and I'm this year's Scholarship Committee Chair. This is our biggest outreach program, I think, that we have at UU, and this is our 11th year, and we've grown bigger and better, I think, and we are so happy to have helped such really wonderful, wonderful students. I'd like to acknowledge the current committee and their hard work. Our opening words were delivered by committee member Robert Wilkinson. The meditation was written and delivered by Rebecca Hendricks, who is also in charge of the food, so be nice to her. Marianne Anderson, who introduced our speaker, Martha. Mary Schwalbe, who delivered the second reading and is our illustrious music director. Not here today is Lou Patelka and Stan Cooper. But all made valuable contributions to this year's decision-making process, which I have to say was incredibly difficult. We wanted to give everyone a scholarship that we interviewed. Unfortunately, our purse strings only go so far, open so far. But a shout out to other committee members since we've been active for 11 years, and that is Chris Fox, Barbara Tahan, Steve Nathanson, Mary Del Bono, Jeff Walters, and Brad Seek. We're grateful to all of them. You students might wonder why you were chosen by this community to receive these awards, but I'll tell you, it's because your beliefs in social and environmental justice and your willingness to explore and expand those beliefs
mirror ours. That, combined with your heartfelt, well-written essays and great interviews, landed you here today. The song I sang a little while ago expresses my personal and our collective hope for you and the world, so congratulations. So let's meet our recipients. We will have each one come up to the podium, tell us a little bit about their past and future plans, where they plan to continue their education, and they can shout out to anyone they choose. Then I will ask a question pertinent to them, to the information gleaned from their scholarship applications. And let's start with Ms. Ava Glennon. Ava?
Hi. First of all, I would like to say I'm super thankful to have my parents here. You guys can give a little wave. My dad, David, and my mom, Julie. I'm so happy to have you guys in my life. I wouldn't be who I am today without you two, so thank you. And another thank you to the UU. It is so amazing to see that we have support to our youth in the community. It is super touching, and I know that we're all very grateful for that, so thank you. I came here in 7th grade as a new kid. I've been here for about 6 years or so, and I've always been so welcomed by this beautiful community that we have. I am going to be going to Cuesta College. My major is going to be biology, then hopefully transferring into university, going into medicine, and pursuing my career as being a clinical laboratory geneticist.
Okay. Here's her question for the day. Jeopardy. Okay. First, just because I want to hear you say it, can you tell us what DNA stands for?
Yes. Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Very good.
Thank you.
In your anticipated career as a geneticist, what would you most like to fix by altering the double helix?
That's a great question. There is thousands of genetic diseases, and I know I probably won't be able to get to all of them, but one of the ones that I think is the most important is modifying immune cells so that they can be stronger to fight cancer, because I know that is something super debilitating, and a lot of people have that. So that's what I would focus on, but I would also like to touch on the other thousands of genetic diseases and see what I can do. Thank you.
We have a certificate for you, but I can't find it.
Okay.
Can you find Ava's? Oh, Hayden is next. Okay.
Thank you.
Caden Kennedy, come on down.
Hello, my name is Caden Kennedy, Caden Michael Kennedy, and I'm here with my dad, and I just want to say thank you because he has the best heart out of anyone I met, and I feel like that's how I spread my kindness is through him because he taught me everything. And I would also like to thank this community. I moved here in 5th grade, and I came from another really small community, which is great, but it's nothing like this community. Nowhere is. And the UU kind of just shows that and embodies Cambria itself, because we all need to come back to this community and give back after we come back. Because it's almost like a investment, you giving us this scholarship. And it's you banking on us to make it in life and spread kindness. So I just want to thank you guys. I plan to attend Duke University this fall, and I'm not really sure what I want to do, and we'll figure it out there, and that's why I want to go there.
I didn't find it. Mary found your certificate.
Perfect.
Show it, show and tell. Okay, thank you, Katie. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
Oh, your question?
Yes, I was waiting for that.
Oh, my God. In your essay, you asked a somewhat rhetorical question. Is there such a thing as something being useless in life? Can you expound on that?
Yeah, so the reason I was asking that question is because during COVID, I learned all these quote unquote useless talents, like how to juggle, how to spin a basketball on my finger, how to do a Rubik's Cube. And mainly it was for my fun, but it's also I don't think there is anything being useless in life, just because you learn the little things from that. You learn how to persevere, you learn how to learn things, how to make friends, you can connect with people through it. And you just learn how to practice these little things, and it kind of relates to your life and relates how to write essays for college and how to meet people. So I don't think there's anything as useless in life.
Wow.
Yeah.
For you. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't think they do.
No, I did.
And that's probably really hot.
Good luck. That's just part of our circus. Must light the candle. Jennifer Mondragon. Come join us.
So, hi, my name is Jennifer Mondragon. I've been living in Cambria for like about 10 years and been living the other in San Simeon. I want to thank my parents and my brothers for always supporting me in what I want to do and pushing me to do the most. And I also want to thank this community for giving me the opportunity to continue my studies.
Where will you be studying?
I will be studying in UC Riverside, majoring in media and cultural studies.
Here is your question. You described yourself as resilient, saying, resilience is one of my best personal qualities. You want to be an art teacher and you want to travel to Japan. How will your resilience help you achieve those goals?
So resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep pushing forward. When pursuing my goals of becoming an art teacher and traveling to Japan, I may encounter obstacles and challenges along the way. However, my resilience will help me stay focused and motivated and determined to overcome any difficulties that I may overcome. This will allow me to stay on track and achieve my goals despite any setbacks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Wendy here? Randy online? Can you tell?
I don't see her.
You
on the
don't see
list.
her? Wendy, are you there? Wendy is in Mexico with her parents. They couldn't come for her graduation, so she went there. And as far as I know, I think she's going to Cuesta, I think. And her question was going to be, so you can just think about it. Ms. Weaver said in her letter of recommendation for you that your favorite book is Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, and she was going to tell us all about that. It was going to be wonderful. Okay. Robert Saunders, please come up.
Hi, my name is Robert. I've been living in Cambria for about 12 years, and I'm joined by my mom today, and I just want to say thank you to her for being such a strong support system to me. That means everything to me. And also thank you to the UU, of course, for providing us with such a generous opportunity. It means the world. I'm going to be going to Cal Poly in the fall, and I'll be majoring in sociology.
You have a two-part question. Mr. Hartzell commented on your charming side smirk. Would you mind demonstrating that?
It can't be done. It just has to be natural. You know what I mean?
Okay, your real question. You said you wish to connect people for mutual benefit to create strong communities. How do you think that can be done?
I think the most easily digestible answer I could give to that is an example. I think the Interact group at our high school is a really good example of that, because we do volunteer work and it's all based upon want. You know, it's not like you have to show up. It's not like you have to participate in events. You show up and you can sign up for things. And I think I've met so many different people, whether that be in our school, whether that be at our school, new friends I've made from that group and from that community. I think it's a really good example of community service and also how to form communities that are based on mutual interests and benefits.
You go.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Violet. I wanted to start off by thanking the Unitarian Universalists for all they've done for me and my classmates this year and the previous years, and all that you do for our community. It means the world to us. I also wanted to thank my 2 parents and my brother for coming today and supporting me through my life and my education. It means the world to me as well. And I've lived in Cambria for about 9 years. I transferred to Coast. It was my decision to my freshman year because the bigger school district I was in just didn't fit for me, and I needed more support. And in the fall next year, I'll be going to University of San Francisco, where I plan to major in psychology in hopes to later go into education and help children with learning disabilities. It's a big passion of mine, and because I struggled with my own learning disabilities going through the public school system, I really wanted to do that in my future career and help support those kids in my future career. So thank you.
Thank you, Violet. I thought you started the expired food waste program at Soto's, but you said you inherited it.
Basically, yeah.
Can you describe what that entails? What do you do?
Yes, so my coworker before me, he started this spreadsheet where you're able to look at all the products on our shelves and pull the expired food. And I basically update it weekly for me and my coworkers to use, and we pull all that food and we distribute it to homeless people and homeless shelters in our community.
I don't know where they learned all this good stuff. Patty Acosta.
Hi, my name is Patricia Acosta, but I also go by Patty, and I also want to start by thanking you all for giving me this opportunity, and just for I'm very grateful to be here and to be able to speak with you all. I also want to thank my parents, especially my mom. She gives me so much love and support, and it has really taken me far. This fall, I'm going to be attending Boston College, and I plan on majoring in sociology. I would either be doing social work in aspects of community or school social work, or I could also work at a nonprofit and hopefully start my own. Yeah, and that's
Last
the
time I
question.
spoke to you, you had not been to Boston. Have you been?
I have
since?
never been to Boston yet, but I got into a program, so I'm going to be leaving August 6th. The summer
Okay,
program.
it's going to be a bit of a culture shock.
Yes.
Your question is, you hope to create a more egalitarian world. Can you briefly tell us how you might do that?
Yes, that's a big question, but I believe we can make a more egalitarian world by helping one community at a time, even just one person at a time. I plan to treat everyone equally and then advocate for those who are less fortunate. As well, I would like to create a culture of empathy and understanding, and in hopes that others would follow.
And that's why we love you. Brenda Garcia could not be here today. She had a death in the family, so the whole family, I think, went to Mexico. And Brenda she's going to Cal Poly, right? Am I right? Yeah. She wants to be a criminal defense lawyer and advocate for the wrongly convicted. Yet she had enough of an interest in the animal science to receive a certificate for animal science and veterinarian science. So I thought maybe she would consider changing her career to become a vet, but maybe she could be a criminal defense lawyer who's also a vet. I'm sure she'll figure it out. So Brenda, we miss you, wish you were here. Zaul Vasquez. Come on.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Zaul Vasquez. I was born in Los Angeles, but I moved here at a very young age, and I've essentially been here my whole life. So It's been wonderful being a part of this community, and I would like to thank my wonderful mother who's here with me today. She is the reason why I'm the outgoing and well-disciplined kid I am to this day. So I would not be standing here if it was not for her. So thank you. And I would also like to thank the UU for having so much faith in me and giving me the opportunity to receive the scholarship. So thank you, guys.
Did you say where you're going to school?
No, but I am going to Cuesta College for 2 years to complete my general education, and from there I will transfer over to a 4-year, hopefully being UC Riverside, to fall under the category of computer science.
And did you really help us get back online?
I would say I assisted with that. Yeah.
Zoe, in your very well-written essay, you say that what you love about computer science is how it's constantly changing, innovating. So, that said, can you give us your thoughts on artificial intelligence?
Yes.
In 10 words or less.
Yes, I'll try. But artificial intelligence is definitely something that's very exciting to see evolve. It's something that's very ambitious, and it's wonderful to see things such as GPT being able to analyze and decode things such as equations. But then there's also that other side where it could potentially be putting teachers out of jobs due to it being able to answer questions better than they can. So there's kind of the two-sided double-edged sword, you know?
Great.
But yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Miriam Toma is a Leffingwell graduate and could not be here with us today because she works 24 hours a day. And if you wanted to see her, she works at the hardware store and probably a couple other places in town. She wants to be an EMT, and she has already taken major steps toward that goal. She rides sometimes with the Cambria Fire Department, and she's just an amazing girl. She also took creative writing and poetry, and I wanted to know if she would write a story about her life in the EMT. So we'll see if she does that. She doesn't know that I'm requesting that, but. Our last recipient is Cyrus Tatum.
Hi guys, my name's Cyrus Statham. I'm here with my dad today, and I just want to start off by saying thank you to my dad and everyone here who has supported me throughout the years, as well as the UU community. I came from Fresno to Cambria in the 2nd grade, and it's just been a blessing in disguise because I've fallen in love with nature. I just love the outdoors, and I did not like being in the big city. The main thing about Cambria is the school community. I love the small school and the feel of it. We just all are one big community in such a small amount of people. It's fun to make really tight-knitted friend groups. And I'm going to be attending Cal Poly in the fall, and I will be getting my ag business degree there.
Here's a big problem. You have to solve it. You mentioned in your application that you were concerned about plastic in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
In your mind, is that the biggest threat to the health of that environment, and are there others?
So yeah, it's definitely a very big problem because plastic in the ocean leads to pollution and microplastics, which work their way up the food chain, and yada yada. It's a really big problem. Another problem I think that's really large is coral reefs, and they're disappearing really quickly. And I think that we need to try and figure out how to restore coral reefs because they give back to the ocean as well as things here on land, more than you can imagine. So those are 2 main problems. And then also people with hair, they emit more CO2 gases, so just make sure you shave it all off. And those are the main problems. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I'm sure there's some validity to that. That is, are there any recipients previous years? I heard maybe there was a rumor that other people besides Martha might be here. Yes, you are.
Back in 2014, Bob Alex Alba.
Oh my, oh my goodness. We like to give to siblings, so if you got anybody down the road, you can do that. After the service, right at the end, we're going to have all the recipients line up here for a group photo shoot, okay? So don't run away or don't start to eat. Well, I guess you could eat. The kids, you can't eat yet. But let's give a round of, please stand up, graduates. Please stand up.
Okay. Wow, well, thank you all for coming. It's wonderful to see you all and so much hope for the future. The morning offering will now be given and received. Please remember that we are a self-sustaining congregation and provide all financial resources for our many ministries. We recognize the spiritual value of generosity and invite you to participate. If you're viewing the service remotely, please use one of the methods shown on the screen. To our guests this morning, please do not feel obligated to contribute. Thank you. Received for the work of this community. Let us now sing in praise of our UU faith tradition.
Go lift it up, love bless your way. Moonlight, starlight, guide your journey into peace and the brightness of day.
Please stand in body or spirit and sing the closing hymn, Pass on the Light, by Cliff Harden and Jan Eilicher.
See one tiny spark, still small and bright, with hands cupped around to shield its light. A single flame, born of desire, faces turned toward its glow. Pass on the light, within grows as it's passed from young hands to old and back again, sharing his wonder, wisdom of age, spreading love as it glows. Pass on the light, pass on the light within these walls, steady and strong. Pass on the light, pass on the light from hand to hand, carry it on. And still it shines on year unto year, from one tiny spark to beacon clear, each generation lighting our way forward right through the night. Pass on the light, pass on the light within these walls, steady and strong. Pass on the light, pass on the light from heart to heart, carry it on. Carry it on.
As we prepare to extinguish the chalice, let us recite the valediction. We extinguish this flame, but we keep its light in our hearts, and the message of love and justice, taking it outside these walls to the world we live in. Please extinguish your chalice at home now. After the closing words, we invite you to stay for lunch. Marianne?
This is a Cherokee prayer and blessing. May the warm winds of heaven blow softly upon your home. May the Great Spirit bless all who enter there. May your moccasins make happy tracks in many seasons. And may the rainbow always touch your shoulder.